Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. We are here with part 2 where I'm going to show you guys how to pluck your frontal. Very beginner friendly. For this video you are going to need a rat tail comb, a really good pair of tweezers. Make sure you grab some T-pins or some pins that you will sew clothes with to hold down your frontal, a bottle of water, and last but not least, of course, you're gonna need a head and the frontal itself. Don't forget to press that subscribe button, and let's get right into this video. So I have already put my frontal on my canvas head, which I will link down below in the description box. Make sure your frontal is very flat on your canvas head. We don't want any lumps or bumps to avoid putting any holes into the frontal. So first I'm going to show you guys what you should not do when you are doing this process. So it's super important that you do not continuously pluck over and over again in the same spot. That's how you put a hole in your frontal, or your frontal will look like it's balding. So what you do want to do is pluck, kind of skip a space and then pluck again. This way you are making sure your plucking is pretty sparse. And if you want to go in and pluck a little bit more, I'm going to show you guys how to do that later on in the video. So stay tuned. When it comes to plucking near the end of the frontal where your ear will most likely go, you don't have to focus on that part too much because 9 times out of 10 it's probably going to be cut off the lace when we're creating ear tabs later on in this series. But you do want to be careful because this is the front of your lace frontal. We don't want to mess it up or ruin it. Now that we are pretty much quote unquote done with the front of the frontal, we're gonna go ahead and make a part, and then we're gonna start plucking a little bit behind the hairline. So you guys will see what I'm gonna do in just a second. Okay, so we're gonna start plucking in the opposite direction of our hairline. Remember to not pluck too much though, because we have already plucked the hairline from the front. So we're gonna start plucking a little bit behind the hairline, which you guys will see me do at least 2 more times in the video. The reason for that being is because we're trying to create this gradient effect throughout our frontal. We don't want to only pluck the front of the hairline and say we're done, because it's not going to look natural and your frontal probably still will look pretty dense. So go ahead and follow these steps if you want your frontal to look as natural as possible. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because there are more videos coming in this series. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. you are finding this video to be extremely helpful and very beginner friendly. Go ahead and drop me some comments down below, and I'll be sure to comment back to you guys. So this is where our water is going to come in. So spraying the water on the frontal will help you to see where you want to do a little bit more plucking, and it kind of gives you the final look of what your frontal is going to look like. So while the frontal is wet, this is where we can go in and pretty much hit those target areas of where we want to pluck a little bit more. So you will see in the video very soon that I'm going to focus a little bit more on where I want to pluck my frontal, but doing it very carefully so that I don't create any bald spots or holes. Okay, so now I have plucked both sides of the frontal, and now we're going to work on the middle part, which we do a little bit differently. So the techniques are going to still be the same. The only difference is we're not going to thin out the middle as much as we would do on the ends of our frontal. We want this part to be a little bit more dense than the ends. The only thing that will change with the middle of the frontal is that we're only going to part one time behind the hairline, still trying to create a gradient effect, but we still want it to be a little more dense. this pretty much wraps up part 2 of our lace frontal series. I hope you guys are enjoying this series so far. If you have not checked out video 1, it will be linked down below in my description box. As always, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to click the notification bell because part 3 is coming.